Hi, Reebly. Let's start with our song. Good morning, dear Earth. Good morning, dear sun. Good morning, dear trees and the flowers, everyone. Good morning, dear bees and the birds in the trees. Good morning to you and good morning to me. Good morning. Now it's time for our morning message. Here we go. Can you read it with me? Welcome to our third week of online STEM. Last week, we learned about density and buoyancy. Today, we will build with paper and find the strongest shapes from Mrs. Hopkins. And here's our story, Rosie Revere, Engineer, by Andrea Beaty. Rosie Revere, Engineer. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lila Greer's classroom at Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. Can you see her? But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer's stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. Sometimes there's some cool stuff in the trash or the recycle. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed, where they'd never be seen. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooped over one eye and made fine inventions for uncles and aunts, a hot dog dispenser and helium pants. They look pretty impressed. The uncle she loved most was zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head. From parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. There's cheese everywhere. And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knee and he chuckled out loud. He laughed till he wheezed and his eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do. But Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She stuck the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day kept her dreams to herself. And that's how it went until one autumn day. Her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo, who she told Rosie tales of the things she had done and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave a sad smile as she looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers. As long as it seems, I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams. That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her aunt fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, No, not I. I think she's lost some confidence after the cheese hat and getting laughed at. Have you ever been laughed at and felt like, oh, I can't do it again? Stinks, huh? But questions are tricky, and some hold on tight, and this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly. She'd been thinking all night. She worked and she worked till the day was half gone, and then hauled her cheese copter out onto the lawn to give her invention a test just to see the ridiculous flop it might turn out to be. Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on the switch. The helio cheese copter sputtered and twitched. It floated a moment and whirled round and round, and then froze for a heartbeat and crashed to the ground. Then Rosie heard laughter and turned round to see the old woman laughing and slapping her knee. She laughed till she wheezed and her eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who thought, "Oh no, never, not ever again will I try to build something to sputter and spin, or build with a lever, a switch, or a gear, and never will I be a great engineer." She turned round to leave, but then Great-Great-Aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close, and hugged her and kissed her and started to cry. "You did it! Hooray! It's the perfect first try! This great flop is over. It's time for the next." Young Rosie was baffled, embarrassed, perplexed. "I failed," said dear Rosie. "It's just made of trash. Didn't you see it? The cheese copter crashed." "Yes," said her great aunt, "it crashed, that is true. But first it did just what it needed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew." "Your brilliant first flop was a raging success. Come on, let's get busy and on to the next." She handed a notebook to Rosie Revere, who smiled at her aunt as it all became clear. Life might have its failures, but this was not it. The only true failure can come if you quit. They worked till the sun sneaked away to its bed. Aunt Rose tied her headscarf around Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear, to dream the bold dreams of a great engineer. At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2 built gizmos and gadgets and doohickeys too. With each perfect failure, they all stand and cheer, but none quite as proudly as Rosie Revere. And that's the end of the story. Have you ever felt like you failed and you didn't want to try again? I'm so glad that Rosie's aunt, was it her aunt? Back here, I'm going to go back. Her Aunt Rose didn't just laugh. She moved on and said, "Wow, look what you did," and encouraged her. I hope you have people encouraging you too, so you keep trying, because that's when the best things happen. Last week, we tested out things that would sink or float, and we also built a boat and tried to see how many pennies it could support before it sank. I could see what you did. For example, Chloe from Ms. Miller's class said that she found out that popcorn floats and that 59 pennies would be supported before her boat sank. And also Sammy from Ms. Miller's class said he tried out a plastic Easter egg and it floated, and he had 71 pennies before his boat sank. Aiden, he tried out a spoon and it sank, and he tried out a toy tiger and it floated. And Nolan, he tried out a mini skateboard and it sank, and he had 70 pennies before his boat sank. Good job, you guys. Thanks for all your work. So, just like Rosie, today we are going to build. Here's the supplies you'll need. Supplies. 1, you need some paper. It can be any used paper that your parents don't need. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not drawing on it. We're building with it. Number 2, we'll need some tape. Not lots of it. We're mostly using the paper, but the tape will hold the shape together. And 3, some books. Let me show you what I have. I'm going to put this up like this, and I think you can see my books, my tape, and some paper here. So we've got our supplies. Now we're going to test out some shapes. Hey, so we're going to try to test out some various shapes of paper to see which ones are stronger and which ones are not as strong. So I have my paper and my first sheet. I'll just hold it up and I'll set it on the table, and I think if I just set this paper on the table like that, can it hold anything up? No, it's just going to fall down, right? What if I fold the paper? Take the paper, I fold it in half, and then it has like a little V in it, like a card. And then I set the card down. Will my card paper stand up? Yeah. Will it hold a little bit? A little bit. Maybe I could set another paper on it. Do you think it would hold it up? Yeah. The paper fell down. This will hold up a little bit of weight. It's not super strong. I think, though, if I put a book on this, it would probably crush it. Let me get one of my books. Here's Frog and Toad. Yup, crushed it. So now you've tried out a piece of paper by itself. You've tried out a piece of paper folded to see, and it was a little stronger. We tried putting a book on it, but it fell. Now we're going to try a couple more shapes. I want you to try these on your own when you're done too. You could pause the video and do it with me, or you could watch the whole thing and then you could try them all yourself. So this next one we're going to try is a triangle. You're going to take a piece of paper and fold it into 3 equal sized pieces, kind of like this. You'll sandwich it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you'll tape it with your tape. I put some tape and bring the other side up. I'll kind of tape it over. Now this has a triangle on its side. Will this be stronger? Do you think it'll hold more? You find out. I'm not going to show you this one. I want you to test it out on your own. Test out your own paper, your own folded card, your own triangle, and now one more. Actually, 2 more. The next one we'll try out is a rectangle. So you'll take a piece of paper, fold it in half, the long way. What is this? Hot dog style, I think. And then, actually, we need scissors or to fold it and tear it on the fold. Not perfect. Then you'll take both sides and fold them again. So you can have 2 pieces like this. Now we're going to make it into a square. So I'm going to have to put tape here and tape them together. Here we go. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Got 2 on that side. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Now I can take the other one, put them next to each other, right? And tape it up. Let's see. Now I have a corner there. Here's my tape on the other one. And here is my square. Do you think the square will be stronger than the triangle? Which one will be stronger? So I'll put my triangle. Maybe I'll put my hand on it. I'll go down like this. Maybe you'll put your hand on your triangle. Put something on your square. You could try putting your book on your square. If it holds up one, you could try 2 books. How strong is it? Here's your triangle. You could try a book or 2 books. How strong is it? One more shape. The last shape that we're going to test out is a cylinder. Do you know what a cylinder is? A cylinder is like my water bottle. I'm going to close my water bottle so I don't get anything wet, but I'm going to use it to make my cylinder. Here, you watch. Here's my water bottle. Here's my paper. I'm going to wrap it around my water bottle. And then I'll just tape it. So whoops. We'll get 1 piece, 2 pieces. Maybe I'll stick the pieces up here so I'll have enough hands. Or maybe somebody else in your house can help you hold the tape while you hold the paper. So we'll get it all like this. I'll take the tape and I'll tape it up. And then I'll take the other tape and tape the bottom. Then I'm going to try to take my water bottle out. Will it come out? Oh, I made it too tight maybe. Let's try it again. We'll do it without the rubber bumper and see if it's any better. And then we'll try to slide it off. Much better. When it doesn't have a rubber bumper on the bottom of your water bottle, it slides off better. Okay, so now this is our last shape. Will this support as strongly as the triangle? Will it be stronger than the triangle? Will it be as strong as the rectangle? Will it be stronger than the rectangle? Or will something else be the strongest? So you put this on top. I'm not letting go because I want you to test it out. So pause the video and test it out. What is your strongest shape? Is it plain paper? I'm guessing not. Is it the card where it's just folded? Is it the triangle shape? Is it the square or the rectangle shape? Or is it the cylinder shape? Test it out and see. So now you've tried it out. You found out what your strongest shapes are. My final challenge for you is to build a structure that can hold up the most you can hold up. Maybe you'd say, I want to hold up 3 books. Or maybe you say, I want to hold up this box that came in the mail from Amazon today. Maybe it's a toy that you want to support, like a stuffed animal. I would like you to try to build something. You can use triangles. You can use cylinders. You can use rectangles. You can even use skinny ones. Like, you don't have to use the same size paper. Maybe you decide, I want to fold it and make it skinnier, and then I want to roll it up and have a really small roll. Like that. And you take that. Or maybe you want to have a really small triangle and you cut the paper smaller and you make a smaller triangle. How would I do that? I would cut it off, probably, and fold it and make a very small triangle and tape that. Maybe I want to make a triangle and make another triangle on the outside and see if it's even stronger. Maybe I want to make more squares because I like that one the best. My challenge for you now is to pick something in your house that's a little heavier than the book you were trying before and see if you can make something that will hold it up. Once you do, take a picture of it and send it to me at Revere STEM, and I hope to see lots of cool pictures. Bye guys, have a great week.